You see what I'm saying? And Jimmy's a different kind of guy. He's telling everybody. He solved the last 10 years of criminal activity in New York City in 10 minutes. The DA said, hold on, chill out, stop, boy, you're gonna make it like I don't even work. The DA asked him to stop. Stop, man. We're gonna make like we're not even working here.
In the fascinating world of hip-hop and its intricate webs of rivalry, power dynamics, and personal vendettas, one of the most intriguing feuds in the industry is the complex relationship between Jimmy Henchman and 50 Cent. From drug trafficking and money laundering to murder-for-hire plots and assassination attempts, this rivalry has had serious consequences. Join us as we uncover the truth behind the conflict and find out why Jimmy Henchman may have good reason to fear 50 Cent, Henchman's fear of 50 Cent. It all began in the early 2000s when both 50 Cent, born Curtis Jackson, and Jimmy Henchman, also known as James Roseman, were rising stars in the music industry. 50 Cent had gained attention with his mixtapes and was signed to Eminem's label, Shady Records. Meanwhile, Jimmy Henchman was a prominent figure in artist management, running his company, Czar Entertainment, and representing artists like The Game. The feud originated from long-standing animosity between Jimmy Henchman, former CEO of Czar, and Chris Lighty, co-founder of Violator and manager of 50 Cent, also known as Fifth. According to Tony Yayo, in a recent interview, Jimmy Henchman never liked Chris Lighty, and jealousy was always present between them. This animosity between the two industry figures would have far-reaching consequences. In the late 1990s, 50 Cent was signed to Columbia Records, but his career took a major hit when he was shot 9 times in 2000. After recovering, he was dropped from the label, leaving him in a vulnerable position. It was during this time that Chris Lighty stepped in and became his manager, guiding him through the tumultuous journey of the music industry. Meanwhile, Jimmy Henchman was making waves as the CEO of Czar Entertainment, which represented artists like The Game. The tension between Henchman and Lighty began to escalate, and their personal feud spilled over into their professional lives, affecting the artists they represented. In 2005, tensions reached a boiling point when a shooting took place outside of Hot 97, a popular radio station in New York City. The incident involved The Game's entourage and further fueled the beef between 50 Cent and Jimmy Henchman. Tony Yayo, reflecting on the incident, called it kinda stupid and emphasized that it was a missed opportunity for both sides. 50 Cent released his debut album, Get Rich or Die Tryin', which became a massive success, catapulting him to superstardom. But behind the scenes, tensions were brewing between 50 Cent and Jimmy Henchman. As the rivalry between Henchman and Lighty intensified, it began to affect the relationship between 50 Cent and The Game. 50 Cent, feeling the weight of his own success and the influence of the ongoing feud, eventually made the decision to remove The Game from G Unit, the rap group he had formed. The egos involved in the situation cannot be overlooked. Yayo explains that when you have a group of individuals from the hood with no financial experience and a hunger for success, egos are bound to clash. The success of The Game's songs, some of which were co-written by 50 Cent, only added fuel to the fire. Their personal feuds spilled over into their professional lives, affecting the artists they represented. The shooting outside of Hot 97 in 2005 further intensified the beef, leading to the eventual removal of The Game from G Unit. After 50 Cent removed The Game from G Unit, the rift between the two artists became irreparable. The Game went on to release a diss track titled 300 Bars and Runnin', aimed at 50 Cent and G Unit, igniting a full-blown war of words between the two camps. The diss track was a scathing attack on 50 Cent and his crew, and it further fueled the fire of the beef. The feud continued in 2006, when Czar Entertainment released a DVD about 50 Cent, featuring interviews that he had done earlier in his career. 50 Cent felt that his interviews were being exploited without his consent, leading to a legal battle between him and Jimmy Henchman. The conflict between Henchman and 50 Cent escalated over the years, with both parties engaging in public disputes and exchanging insults through various channels, including social media, interviews, and diss tracks. These conflicts were fueled by a combination of personal animosity, competition within the music industry, and allegations of criminal behavior. As the feud escalated, both 50 Cent and Jimmy Henchman found themselves entangled in legal troubles. The legal dispute was eventually settled, but the animosity between 50 Cent and Jimmy Henchman continued to simmer. The feud took a violent turn in 2007 when an altercation occurred between Tony Yayo, a member of 50 Cent's G Unit crew, and Jimmy Henchman's son. According to witnesses, Tony Yayo allegedly slapped Jimmy Henchman's son, which further fueled the fire between the two camps. The tension reached its peak when G Unit rapper Lowell Lodi Mac Fletcher was fatally shot in the Bronx in 2009. The murder of Lodi Mac was believed to be a retaliation for the beef between Jimmy Henchman and G Unit. It was alleged that Jimmy had hired a hitman to carry out the killing. This incident sent shockwaves through the music industry and intensified the feud between 50 Cent and Jimmy Henchman. In 2014, as Jimmy Henchman stood trial for his alleged involvement in the murder of Lowell Lodi Mac Fletcher, 50 Cent took to social media to mock and accuse him of snitching. On his Instagram, 50 Cent posted a caption alongside side-by-side memes, one featuring a picture of Jimmy Henchman with the words, "I'ma drop a dime on these," sprawled across it. The caption read, "El Mal, this boy solved every crime in New York. Old gangster Jimmy, go ahead, tell some more killer. LOL." These words sent shockwaves through the hip-hop community and fueled speculation about Jimmy Henchman's alleged cooperation with law enforcement. The allegations of snitching made by 50 Cent were not taken lightly. They raised questions about Jimmy Henchman's credibility and reputation in the music industry. Additionally, 50 Cent's public persona as a ruthless and confrontational figure in the entertainment industry may have contributed to Henchman's apprehension. 50 Cent was known for his willingness to engage in verbal sparring and to leverage his influence and resources to intimidate his adversaries. His reputation as a streetwise entrepreneur with a history of surviving adversity instilled fear in those who opposed him. During the trial, a witness named Khalil Abdullah testified that Jimmy Henchman had hired a man named Brian Slim McLeod to lure Lowell Fletcher to his death. Abdullah claimed that another man, Derek Grant, carried out the deed, saying, "Slim's man came out of nowhere and clapped the dude up." However, Abdullah also maintained that he was not present at the scene of the crime and that Jimmy Henchman was in Miami at the time. Henchman's lawyers argued that Abdullah was attempting to reduce his own sentence in a separate drug trafficking case by implicating Henchman. Despite the conflicting testimonies, the allegations of snitching against Jimmy Henchman had a profound impact on his public image. They added another layer of intrigue to the already sensational story surrounding his trial and the feud with 50 Cent. This boy solved every crime in New York. The feud between 50 Cent and Jimmy Henchman also had a significant impact on their respective careers. For 50 Cent, the beef became a defining moment in his rise to stardom. It solidified his reputation as a formidable force in the rap game and showcased his ability to navigate through the treacherous waters of the industry. The beef also served as a catalyst for his continued success, as he went on to release hit albums and establish himself as one of the most influential figures in hip-hop. On the other hand, Jimmy Henchman's involvement had a detrimental effect on his career. In 2012, he was convicted on drug trafficking charges and later found guilty of ordering a hit on a G-Unit affiliate. He is currently serving a life sentence in prison, a stark contrast to the heights of success he once enjoyed as the CEO of Czar Entertainment. The impact of the beef extended beyond the immediate parties involved. It had a ripple effect on the rap industry as a whole. The feud between 50 Cent and the game divided fans and sparked intense debates among hip-hop enthusiasts. It became a topic of discussion in interviews, radio shows, and online forums, captivating audiences and fueling the tabloid-like fascination with celebrity feuds. Furthermore, the beef between 50 Cent and Jimmy Henchman highlighted the power dynamics within the music industry. It shed light on the influence that managers and executives can have on the careers of artists, and how personal conflicts can spill over into professional relationships. Who is Jimmy Henchman? In the bustling streets of Harlem, New York, a young boy named James Roseman, who would later be known as Jimmy Henchman, was born in 1965. Raised in the vibrant neighborhood of Flatbush, Brooklyn, Jimmy's early life was shaped by the challenges and opportunities that surrounded him. Harlem, a melting pot of cultures and influences, provided a rich backdrop for Jimmy's formative years, but it was in the tight-knit community of Flatbush, in an apartment complex called Vanderveer Gardens, where he truly came of age. Jimmy's parents were Haitian immigrants who had migrated to the United States in the 1960s in search of a better life. However, their marriage didn't withstand the pressures of their new surroundings, and they divorced when Jimmy was still young. This left his mother to raise him and his 4 siblings alone, a task that would shape Jimmy's resilience and determination. In their modest apartment, Jimmy's mother worked tirelessly to provide for her children. She instilled in them the values of hard work, perseverance, and the importance of education. Despite the challenges they faced, Jimmy's mother ensured that her children had a stable and loving home. As a young boy, Jimmy showed promise and ambition. He excelled in school, displaying a sharp intellect and a natural talent for leadership. But the streets of Brooklyn beckoned, and Jimmy found himself drawn to the allure of the neighborhood's vibrant hip-hop scene. It was in the local parks, surrounded by the rhythmic beats and vibrant graffiti, that Jimmy's passion for music began to take shape. He immersed himself in the emerging hip-hop culture, soaking up the sounds, the styles, and the stories that would come to define his future. Jimmy's love for music grew, and he soon realized that he had a gift for spotting talent and understanding the intricacies of the industry. This innate ability would later propel him into the world of entertainment and shape his career as a record executive. In 1992, Jimmy, along with several friends, founded the music conference How Can I Be Down? This groundbreaking event brought together aspiring artists, industry professionals, and fans, providing a platform for networking, showcasing talent, and forging connections that would shape the future of hip-hop. Jimmy's role in the conference allowed him to establish himself as a respected figure in the music industry. His keen eye for talent and his ability to navigate the complex world of entertainment set him apart from the crowd. In 2002, Jimmy's reputation as a savvy negotiator reached new heights when he orchestrated the historic Lennox Lewis versus Mike Tyson boxing match. This groundbreaking event saw Jimmy demanding that after 1 million buys on pay-per-view, the boxers would split the purse 50-50 with Showtime Network's HBO. It was a deal that shook the industry and solidified Jimmy's position as a force to be reckoned with. Jimmy's influence extended beyond the music and sports worlds. In 2003, he joined forces with Chris Lighty and Russell Simmons in their campaign to end New York's Rockefeller drug laws. Together, they used their platforms to advocate for change and shed light on the injustices faced by communities affected by these harsh laws. Jimmy's philanthropic efforts were also notable. In 2010, he executive produced BET's SOS Saving Ourselves, Help for Haiti, a telethon held to raise money for the victims of the devastating 2010 Haiti earthquake. His commitment to giving back showcased a different side of Jimmy, one that was dedicated to making a positive impact. In 1996, Jimmy founded Henchman, a company that would later evolve into the renowned rap management company Czar Entertainment. As the CEO of Czar, Jimmy managed some of the biggest names in hip-hop, including The Game, Sean Kingston, Brandy, Gucci Mane, Gorilla Black, Salt and Pepper, and Akon. His influence in the industry was undeniable, and he became known as a key figure in the hip-hop music scene. However, Jimmy's rise to prominence was not without its controversies. He found himself entangled in feuds and legal battles, most notably during The Game's feud with 50 Cent in June 2010. His world came crashing down when he was arrested on charges of cocaine trafficking, money laundering, and witness tampering. The man who had once been a respected record executive now faced the harsh reality of the criminal justice system. The trial began in May 2012, and Jimmy found himself in the spotlight once again, but this time for all the wrong reasons. Prosecutors painted a damning picture of his involvement in a large-scale bi-coastal narcotics trafficking organization known as the Roseman Organization. The organization transported cocaine from Los Angeles, California to the New York metropolitan area using various methods to ship cash proceeds back to Los Angeles. Millions of dollars in cash and narcotics were sent through Federal Express and United Parcel Service, often concealed in mustard to evade detection by drug-sniffing dogs. The trial revealed shocking details about the extent of Jimmy's involvement in the drug trafficking scheme. Prosecutors alleged that he made over $11 million a year since 2007 through his illicit activities. The once respected music mogul was now exposed as a key player in a dangerous criminal enterprise. On June 5, 2012, the verdict was delivered. Jimmy Henchman was convicted in federal district court in Brooklyn of drug trafficking, obstruction of justice, firearms violations, and other financial crimes. The courtroom was filled with tension as the weight of his crimes hung heavy in the air. In a desperate attempt to secure a lighter sentence, Jimmy confessed to his involvement in the shooting of Tupac Shakur. Reports from U.S. magazine The Village Voice revealed that Roseman was seeking a plea deal by divulging information about the Shakur shooting. The revelation left many stunned as the truth behind Tupac's accusations against Henchman began to surface. But Jimmy's admission was not the only piece of evidence that pointed to his guilt. In 2011, a low-key hoodlum named Dexter Isaac came forward, shedding further light on the events of that fateful night. Isaac claimed that Jimmy had hired him to carry out the attack on Tupac. He revealed chilling details, stating that he was given a sum of money and allowed to keep the stolen jewelry, except for one ring that Roseman wanted for himself. The motive behind the shooting became clear. Jimmy's desire to possess the diamond ring for his girlfriend at the time, Cynthia Reed, drove him to orchestrate the robbery. Isaac's confession, along with physical evidence still in his possession, painted a damning picture of Jimmy's involvement in the crime. On October 25, 2013, the judge handed down a sentence that would change Jimmy's life forever. He was sentenced to life imprisonment, a punishment that reflected the gravity of his offenses. As part of his sentence, Jimmy also forfeited approximately $14 million in cash and property. United States Attorney for the Eastern District of New York, Loretta E. Lynch, described Jimmy's carefully crafted image as a music mogul as nothing more than a cover for the real Jimmy Roseman, a thug in a suit. The presiding judge, John Gleason, emphasized the astonishing nature of Jimmy's crimes, stating that even if it were not legally required, he would have sentenced him to life imprisonment. Despite the conviction, Jimmy's fight was far from over. In March 2016, he filed a habeas corpus appeal seeking a new trial, along with a complaint to the U.S. Justice Department Office of Professional Responsibility. He alleged misconduct by former U.S. Attorney Todd Kaminsky in securing testimony from the government's lead witness, Henry Black Butler. However, in 2019, Jimmy's appeal was denied and his hopes for a new trial were dashed. The court dismissed his appeal, leaving him to face the consequences of his actions. But Jimmy's legal troubles didn't end there. In June 2012, he was charged with murder for hire and conspiracy to commit murder in connection with the death of G-Unit affiliate Lowell Lodi Mac Fletcher. The trial that followed was filled with intense courtroom drama and gripping testimonies. After multiple trials, Jimmy was found guilty on all charges for the murder of Lowell Fletcher. On March 23, 2015, he was sentenced to life in prison, plus an additional 20 years by Judge Colleen McMahon. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit overturned the conviction in 2016, leading to a retrial in 2017, where Jimmy was once again convicted and sentenced to life plus 30 years. 50 Cent and the G-Unit. In the gritty streets of South Jamaica, Queens, a young Curtis James Jackson III was born into a world of struggle and adversity. Growing up in a neighborhood plagued by violence and poverty, 50 Cent, as he would later be known, faced challenges that would shape his future in unimaginable ways. From an early age, 50 Cent showed a remarkable talent for storytelling and a passion for music. Inspired by the likes of Run DMC and Rakim, he began writing his own rhymes, using music as an escape from the harsh realities of his surroundings. But life on the streets was unforgiving, and 50 Cent soon found himself entangled in a life of crime. As a teenager, 50 Cent became deeply involved in the drug trade, hustling on the dangerous corners of Queens. It was during this time that he earned his infamous moniker, a nod to the notorious Brooklyn stick-up artist Kelvin Martin, also known as 50 Cent. The name served as a reminder of the harsh realities of the streets and the need to survive by any means necessary. But fate had something else in store for 50 Cent. In 1996, while sitting in the back seat of a friend's car, he was ambushed and shot 9 times. Miraculously, he survived the attack, but the incident left him with a permanent reminder of the violence that permeated his world. Determined to turn his life around, 50 Cent focused his energy on his music. He began recording mixtapes and distributing them throughout the neighborhood, gaining a local following and catching the attention of industry insiders. One of those insiders was Jam Master Jay, the legendary DJ and member of Run DMC, who saw potential in the young rapper and took him under his wing. With Jay's guidance, 50 Cent honed his skills and developed a unique style that blended gritty street tales with catchy hooks. His raw talent and captivating storytelling ability set him apart from the crowd, and it wasn't long before he caught the attention of major record labels. In 2002, 50 Cent signed a record deal with Eminem's Shady Records and Dr. Dre's Aftermath Entertainment, two powerhouse labels that recognized his immense potential. This partnership would prove to be a game changer for 50 Cent, propelling him into the mainstream spotlight. In 2003, 50 Cent released his debut album, Get Rich or Die Tryin', a title that perfectly encapsulated his journey from the streets to stardom. The album was an instant sensation, selling over 872,000 copies in its first week and eventually going on to sell over 12 million copies worldwide. It spawned hit singles such as NDA Club and 21 Questions, solidifying 50 Cent's status as a force to be reckoned with in the music industry. But it wasn't just the record sales that made 50 Cent a household name. His larger-than-life persona, combined with his captivating storytelling and undeniable charisma, made him a true icon of the hip-hop world. He became known for his distinctive voice, his gritty lyrics, and his ability to effortlessly switch between hard-hitting gangster anthems and heartfelt introspection. The G-Unit started when 50 Cent decided to bring together a group of like-minded artists who shared his hunger for success. He handpicked two of his closest friends, Tony Yayo and Lloyd Banks, to join him on this journey. Together, they formed the foundation of what would become G-Unit. With their unique blend of street credibility, lyrical prowess, and undeniable chemistry, G-Unit wasted no time in making their mark. They hit the studio and poured their hearts and souls into their debut album, Beg for Mercy, which was released in 2003. Beg for Mercy was an instant hit, captivating audiences with its raw energy, infectious beats, and unapologetic lyrics. The album showcased the individual talents of each member, 50 Cent's commanding presence, Tony Yayo's charismatic delivery, and Lloyd Banks' smooth flow. It was a perfect storm of talent that resonated with fans across the globe. The success of Beg for Mercy was unprecedented. The album sold over 4 million copies in the United States alone, earning G-Unit a quadruple platinum certification. It was a testament to their undeniable talent and the hunger they brought to the table. G-Unit's impact went beyond just their music. They were more than just a rap group. They were a movement. G-Unit became a lifestyle, a brand that represented the streets and the struggle. They launched a clothing line, G-Unit Clothing, which quickly became a fashion staple for hip-hop enthusiasts. Their iconic G-Unit logo was seen on t-shirts, hats, and sneakers, solidifying their status as trendsetters in the industry. Not content with with just conquering the music and fashion. Worlds, G-Unit also founded the G-Unity Foundation, a public foundation that provided grants to nonprofit organizations. They used their platform and success to give back to their communities, making a positive impact on the lives of others. But as with any group, G-Unit faced their fair share of challenges and conflicts. Over the years, there were lineup changes, with the addition of Young Buck and the game at different points. These changes brought new dynamics and fresh energy to the group, but they also brought their fair share of tensions and disagreements. One of the most notable feuds in G-Unit's history was with fellow rapper Ja Rule. The rivalry between 50 Cent and Ja Rule had deep roots, stemming from their shared history in the streets of New York. The tension escalated, and the two artists engaged in a war of words through their music. Diss tracks were released, with 50 Cent's Wanksta and Ja Rule's Loose Change becoming anthems in the battle. The feud between G-Unit and Ja Rule became a defining moment in hip-hop history, captivating fans and dividing the industry. But it wasn't just Ja Rule who found himself at odds with G-Unit. The group also clashed with The Game, another prominent rapper from the West Coast. What started as a collaboration between The Game and G-Unit quickly turned sour, leading to a highly publicized falling out. The Game was eventually kicked out of G-Unit, and the feud between him and 50 Cent intensified. Diss tracks were exchanged, and the tension between the two artists reached its peak. The G-Unit versus The Game feud became a headline-grabbing spectacle, captivating fans and media outlets alike. G-Unit's feuds didn't stop there. They also found themselves at odds with artists such as Fat Joe and Cameron. These conflicts often stem from personal disagreements, territorial disputes, or clashes of egos. Diss tracks were released, and public confrontations became the norm. G-Unit's ability to ignite controversy and engage in high-profile feuds only added to their notoriety and solidified their status as fearless and unapologetic artists. Amidst the conflicts and controversies, G-Unit continued to release music that resonated with their fans. They remained true to their gritty, street-oriented style, delivering hard-hitting tracks that showcased their lyrical prowess and undeniable talent. Their ability to channel their personal experiences and emotions into their music allowed them to connect with audiences on a deeper level. However, the internal tensions within G-Unit began to take their toll. In 2014, Tony Yayo publicly expressed his frustration with 50 Cent, claiming that G-Unit was over. It seemed like the end of an era, leaving fans and industry insiders questioning the future of the group. But just when it seemed like G-Unit was on the brink of collapse, they surprised everyone by reuniting and releasing new music. The group's reunion brought a renewed sense of energy and excitement, with fans eagerly anticipating their next move. Unfortunately, the conflicts within G-Unit proved to be too difficult to overcome. In 2018, Lloyd Banks announced his departure from the group, leaving fans and fellow members shocked. The departure of one of the founding members marked the end of an era for G-Unit. As the years went by, 50 Cent expressed a desire to move on from G-Unit and focus on his solo career. He blamed himself for the group's unfulfilled potential and stated that he wanted to erase G-Unit from his memory. It was a shocking revelation that left fans wondering about the future of the group and its legacy. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the tumultuous world of hip-hop. For more captivating stories, click on the next video. Until next time,